The parochial fervour of last Saturday has been replaced by feelings of patriotism as England's European hopefuls come out side by side with Argentina's world champions. Really fine evening for the match, just a nice cool breeze and a capacity crowd. One or two interesting banners in the crowd, and I saw one on the way up which said, "We have come to bury Caesar's men, not to praise them." A reference this time to Cesar Luis Menotti, the manager of Argentina. But whatever happens, the crowd are likely to admire and maybe marvel at the precocious skills of 19-year-old Diego Maradona, whose arrival on the scene is being compared with that of Pelé 22 years ago. He's the South American Footballer of the Year, and as of course we have the European Footballer of the Year, Kevin Keegan, on the field, it could be argued that this match offers the watching public the two best players in the world. So let's check on the England lineup, which shows three changes from the team which did so well in Spain. Two of them forced on Ron Greenwood because of injuries. And this is our last match against foreign opposition before the European Championships. And a note to make that it's Dave Watson's 50th appearance for his country. Argentina present 6 of their World Cup winning 11 and 1 Valencia, who played in the first 4 matches of the tournament. There are also 2 members of the side which won the World Youth Cup in September. Maradona, of course, is one, and the other is at number 8, Juan Barbas. Kevin Keegan on the left, and the other skipper became pretty familiar to us during the 1978 tournament, Daniel Passarella. And the referee for this friendly international is Brian McGinley of Scotland. They are the substitutes. And they're not sticking tonight to the rules of only 2 may be used. The Argentines wanted to use 3, and England have agreed. England tonight unveiling their new strip. Quite why the England shirt should have the colours of the Union Jack remains a mystery. David Johnson and Tony Woodcock set to get things underway. It seems likely that Gary Birtles will get his chance later in the game. And here's Keegan. Really is a fine evening for football. And England's record so far this season, this is their 6th international. They have won all the previous 5 and conceded only 1 goal. Maradona. And the free kick given against Ray Wilkins. Ray Wilkins, who hasn't played, in fact, for 3.5 weeks. His last game for Manchester United was at Norwich on April the 19th. Passarella, of course, one of the 6 World Cup players. Here's another one, Holguin. It's Barbas. And this is one of the newcomers, Ventune. Holguin, Maradona. So far been exclusively on the right side alongside Barbas. Santa Maria, number 7. Barbas asking a bit much of Holguin. Silly challenge by Ventune on Keegan. It's just a throw, but Kenny Sansom capable of a long one. Watson has come up on the near post. And here is Watson. Keegan! Well, he had to dig it out, rather. But it was enough to worry Puyol. Came from the set piece, from the throw, Watson making his presence felt, although in fact he didn't make the header. Came down to Keegan and knocked it down well with his chest, but just wide of the keeper. And Keegan, meantime, has to pick himself up off the deck. As we were looking at that, he was brought down by Gallego. Watson still up in the area. Woodcock near the penalty spot. Kennedy up as well. Watson at the back. And Fiol doing very well. And I think the last outfield player to touch it was Gallego. Well, we can see as we look at it again. It came in fact off Woodcock, and it was a fine save. Keegan. And another free kick. And quite a lot of whistle in the opening. I'm afraid there has been a fair amount of whistle in matches between these two sides over the years. And of course, here in the 1966 World Cup was the greatest punch-up of all, which saw Argentine sent off. Players capable of giving us a match to remember tonight. Johnson not looking happy in defence, the Argentines. Kennedy, as England keep the pressure on. Woodcock stayed onside. Fiol to meet him. And Woodcock not making the best of the opportunity, but then he stopped as every other player did. They thought that he'd come from an offside position, but the linesman kept his flag down. But what good goalkeeping to narrow the angle by Fiol. Wilkins was a bit square, forced the stop from Kennedy. Taken by Wilkins, wants somebody right side. Neil offering himself. Keegan on the run. Passarella covering. And the corner given. David Watson making his way to the far side of the 6-yard box from the kicker's viewpoint. Johnson on the near post, or moving a bit away from it. There's Watson! Again, spooned away by the goalkeeper. Looked very spectacular. I suspect a number of England goalkeepers would have held that. Good back flick. Watson down and punched away. Again, it was Watson who got the header. But rolling out harmlessly, somewhat off the top of his head. For the goal kick. Minotti so far without cigarette, whereas he just got one there poised to light up. Neil. That was a bit solid from Passarella, and the referee saw no foul in it. Woodcock has stayed down, and here is Valencia. Clements to meet him. Oh, and he hit the post finally. Kenny Stenson, who got back to clear off the line. And I think justice was done, because that did look a very harsh tackle at the other end on Woodcock. Good stuff from Clements, who came out. The first block was from Stenson, and then Valencia hit the post. And the referee, in the meantime, has talked to Wilkins and booked him. I can only assume that Ray Wilkins made some observation about that tackle on Woodcock. Woodcock. Offside given against Johnson. And that one must have been tight. Holguin winning his 38th cap tonight. Maradona, it was so easy it was untrue. Barbas. Oh. Maradona again. And he's taking the ball on! And it's gone wide, but what a marvellous example of this man's ability. Picked up pace apparently from nowhere. Look at this, turn, looking at the gap, between two, away from the lunge of the third, and a flick wide of the goalkeeper and wide of the post. I think it may just have touched the post. Two forward for England, with Keegan playing more and more in midfield and coming deeper and deeper for the ball. Here's Woodcock, leaving Johnson on his own up front. Valencia had to hold because Luque was offside. And Keegan obstructed by Passarella, for which the Argentine captain is booked. Chance of a break as Keegan saw it, and he was just flattened by Passarella. Deliberate charge, in fact. Neil. Santa Maria, again finding some space, taking on Sansom. Has he got someone to pull it back to? Tried to find Valencia, didn't make it. And Keegan gives it away to Luque. And England, on about 3 occasions in this half, have been notably bereft of cover at the back. Here's Wilkins. And offside again against Johnson. It has to be said that the partnership of Johnson and Woodcock at the moment isn't working. It's not easy for two players from different clubs to strike a relationship immediately. Which is one of the reasons why Woodcock may later be joined by Gary Birtles, who of course were together at Nottingham Forest before Woodcock left. Here's Maradona. Keegan. Wilkins. And there's midfield busy without actually being too creative. Double-footed tackle by Holguin. Jumped in. Watson is up. Kennedy, right foot shot that lacked any power. Tarantini to Valencia. Passarella. Like the player who's passed the ball to Holguin, played in every one of the matches in the World Cup finals. Argentine's playing Barbas pretty wide to the right. Santa Maria, Luque coming on the near post. Holguin. Kennedy. Keegan. Neil to his right, two forward. Passarella getting round Johnson.